What's going on, side hustlers? I am back behind the wheel today, kind of where everything began, to do a video about multi-apping, about running multiple food delivery apps using Amazon Flex, Instant Offers, GrubHub, and DoorDash. These are three of my favorite apps to use, and when I'm multi-apping on these platforms, it's when I make the most money. So I want to show you guys my strategy for using all three of these apps at the same time, because I have run into quite a few issues. I've had some angry customers. I've had some scares where I thought I was going to get in trouble, maybe get deactivated, and I've done a lot to kind of eliminate those risks and to make as much money as I can using all three of these apps. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that in a minute. I have here all of my heat bags, my GrubHub food delivery bag. I absolutely love this bag. The DoorDash bag, they did send me this. It's cool that they have a bag, but honestly, I don't use it that much because the GrubHub bag is so awesome. And then I have my Amazon Flex keychain here. Amazon Flex doesn't actually send you a heat bag, so you gotta use your own. I recommend just using a bag from another app. GrubHub is the best. Their bag is awesome. Use that one if you can get it. But let's go ahead and hop in here. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like for me running all three of these apps and the strategies that I'm using to only take the best offers, because I love just diversifying here. It's a strategy that I implement in everything in life, whether it's investing, whether it's running multiple apps. With food delivery, it just eliminates the downside risk, because if you're not getting orders from one app, you can always be getting orders from another app. But it also increases your upside potential, because when you have multiple apps, you can be picky. You can only take the best offers with minimum distance and higher payouts, and this is going to increase your earnings tremendously. So let's go ahead and hop in and take a look at how this looks on my end. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started and log on to each of these three apps. I'm gonna start with DoorDash, hit dash now. It's gonna make me go through the checklist to make sure that I have everything ready to go. As soon as I do that, as long as it is available and there are not too many dashers dashing in my area, I can go online. With Amazon Flex, it's simpler. I just hit available now in the upper right hand corner of the screen. And then when I want to go ahead and use GrubHub, it's kind of similar. I just hit taking offers, and that way I am receiving offers from all three platforms. And usually what I notice is that I get the most with DoorDash. They will send me the most offers. I'm also rejecting the most offers through DoorDash because they're simply just not as high paying as Amazon Flex and GrubHub offers. Another thing that I like to do is with GrubHub, I like to accept blocks and then multi-app while I'm on a GrubHub block. Because GrubHub blocks are literally like the best thing going for me right now on food delivery. They send you the most offers when you have a block, and you also get the option to reject them, so you don't have to take the low paying ones, but you're gonna get the selection of the high paying offers if you want. And right now in Seattle, there are enough blocks available that I can be a low tier, I can be a partner, which means I don't have priority to schedule blocks, but there are still enough of them that I can easily get them. This gives me some room to be picky when I'm on a GrubHub block. I don't have to accept every order. I can kind of cherry pick and just look for the best ones and not worry about that acceptance rate and getting bumped up to a higher tier where I'm going to be able to have access to more blocks, because quite frankly, there are just enough of them available right now that even at a low level, I still get blocks coming my way, and I still have, you know, the ability to schedule those going out, which is really cool because this allows me to use GrubHub blocks with my multi-apping strategy. So my first offer just came in through the GrubHub app. It's over at Teddy's Burgers in Green Lake, and it's a $9 order, which is, you know, about average. It's lunchtime here in Seattle, which isn't usually that busy. If I want to get a lot of orders in lunchtime, I really have to look to get a GrubHub block. That's the best way to do it for me. But I'm still getting these orders coming in, and I'm going to go ahead and reject this order because $9 for driving a few miles is decent, but it's not great. I'd rather sit back and see what else I can get. Second order just popped up. It's also through GrubHub over in the U District, and it's not a huge payout, so I'm going to go ahead and reject this as well and just be patient here waiting for an order. You know, if I didn't have a lot going on today, I would probably just accept one of these, more likely the first one than the second one, just to get moving, just to get going, because I'm not having a lot of other offers come in through anyone but GrubHub. Third offer just popped up, also through GrubHub. It's an $11 payout from Taco Bell. I'm going to go ahead and pass on this one because the driving distance is quite far, and Taco Bell, in my experience, is not quick on orders. They call themselves fast food, but they take longer than just about any other restaurant to prepare orders, and they always wait till I get there to start making it, which is kind of frustrating on my end. All right, so all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of these at once. I'm getting one through GrubHub. I just had another through GrubHub that I rejected before this one, and then at the same time, one coming through DoorDash. The DoorDash is only $6.50, which just isn't enough to get me moving. GrubHub's paying out close to 12 bucks, which is pretty good. It's not a super short driving distance, but I'm going to go ahead and take this one just for the sake of showing you guys what it looks like to be accepting an order. And so once I go ahead and accept this through GrubHub, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my other apps and go offline. With DoorDash, I'm going to pause my dash, and with Amazon Flex, I'm turning off the available now. And in the past, what I've done is I've kept these on, which can really just be distracting. I want to turn them off completely. And then once I've picked up my food and I'm about 5 minutes away from the drop point, I'll go ahead and turn these back on so I can start accepting orders and lining up my next deliveries. You know, when I had multiple apps running at once, it was very tempting to pick up deliveries through multiple apps at the same time if they looked like they were close enough. This got me into a lot of trouble. I had people canceling orders on me because I was taking too long. You can't always rely on the restaurants to be ready, and it really just pisses off the customers and risks you getting deactivated. So don't recommend it. I recommend going with the strategy that I mentioned of turning off the other apps completely and then coming back on when you're about to drop off your order. Just picked up my order. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the heat bag to make sure that it keeps warm, and then I'm going to start heading towards the address to go ahead and drop it off. When I get a little bit closer, about 5 minutes out, I'm going to switch on my other two apps, Amazon Flex and DoorDash, to see if I cannot line up that next order before I even get to the drop off. So I'm getting closer to that drop off. I'm going to go ahead and switch on DoorDash, take it back out of pause mode, and Amazon Flex instant offers, I'm going to do the same, hit available now, see if I can't line up that next offer. And right away I get a DoorDash offer, which is a little over 7 bucks. It's not that great, and distance wise it's also not that favorable, so I'm gonna go ahead and decline this and see if I can't pick up something better. So far today my orders have been heavy. GrubHub with one DoorDash order that I actually ended up picking up. Not a lot of Amazon Flex instant offers coming in. Doesn't surprise me. During the lunch hours, I usually don't get a whole lot of Amazon Flex action, but later in the evening during dinner time, I get some great orders coming my way. 6-7 p.m. it really starts to heat up in Seattle, and those orders can be really high payouts, which is why I always keep it on board. You'll have to test these apps in your specific location because pricing is different. I do really love GrubHub as my go-to, as my base here in Seattle. The payout on average is the highest, and I also get a lot of orders coming through. Just really love their app and the flexibility that it offers, like with being able to decline orders and still keeping all of the tips. So I kind of lean towards that, but I keep all three of them open just in case, to keep me busy and to have multiple offers coming my way so I can kind of pick and choose. I want to go ahead and take a look at my earnings. Yesterday when I did the same thing running all three of these apps, I only ran it for a little bit over an hour, so it's not a full day of earnings, but it does go to show you kind of how much I'm getting paid on each app, the breakdown of my payouts. So let's go ahead and take a look at each of these and see what I made last night multi-apping. The first earnings I want to take a look at are my Amazon Flex app earnings. And as you can see, I started the day with an Amazon Flex DC warehouse block, which is not what I do with multi-apping. I just did this during the middle of the day because I would not be taking food deliveries during that time. It wouldn't be busy, and I like to keep busy and make some money at that time. So I did make 75 bucks on that block. And then later on, I signed on to Amazon Flex available now, along with DoorDash and GrubHub at the same time. So my Amazon Flex earnings, I took two orders. One was between $8 and $13, and the other was between $15 and $20. So that base that you see of 8 and 15, those are what I'm guaranteed, and then tips may or may not put me above that. Usually I see a little bit in tips, but Amazon won't tell me until about 2 days later what those tips are, so we kind of have to wait and see what that ends up being. So I also picked up a single order through DoorDash, and that was at Dim Tai Fung. It was a $9 plus delivery, and the distance wasn't too far, so for over $9 it actually makes sense. It didn't take me too long. I will say the order as a whole was a little over $50. So if this was through another app like Amazon Flex or GrubHub, I would have actually expected to make a decent tip on it, but it doesn't look like I was tipped through the DoorDash app. In my experience, I've had a bunch of these, but other people say that they are getting tips. So you kind of just got to find out for yourself if DoorDash is giving you tips or if they are taking them and socializing them, sending them out to everybody in the peak pay bonus. It's kind of still up in the air what's happening there. Now let's take a look at the GrubHub app for the same day, Tuesday, May 14th. And as you can see, I was on the app for a while, but I only accepted 43% of my orders, and they're categorized to accepted, rejected, and missed. If a GrubHub order pops up in the app and I don't do anything about it, I wait 90 seconds and it disappears. That's a missed order. Rejected orders are ones that I just didn't want because the payout wasn't right or the distance was too far. But as you can see, I made about $19 in delivery pay and then a little over $11 in tips. I really love the breakdown here in the app because GrubHub's willing to tell me just about everything. In the pay summary, they tell me how much I was tipped, my pay and what the mileage was, so I can really do a lot of math and see if it's worth my time here. It's one of the reasons why I like GrubHub so much, other than the fact that I'm just getting paid out on average really well, and I'm getting a lot of orders coming my way. If you've had any experience running multiple apps, go ahead and leave a comment down below, because I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear how it's working out for you, what apps you're using, and how much you're earning, if it's really increasing your earnings and helping you out as a side hustle food delivery driver. Also, feel free to check out my other videos. I'm doing a lot of stuff about making money online through online courses, Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing. These are the areas that actually generate the most income for me, so I wanted to share those with you guys because I love food delivery, but you know, as someone that's an entrepreneur, I'm always looking to get the most value out of my time, so I like to create content on that too. If this video was helpful for you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more side hustles coming your way.